Hi everyone, today I'm going to be doing my April wrap-up and May TBR, and generally, I don't know if you guys have noticed this, but I always, at least even if I'm just mentioning a book in passing, I like to give a mini summary of what it's about, just because if I'm honest, I don't think just holding up a book and saying the title is particularly helpful. For this video, that is all I'm going to do though, just because for once, well, for me at least, I have quite a bit to get through, but I will make sure to link down below in order all the books I mentioned, their Goodreads pages, or if I've done a video review or a Goodreads review, I'll make sure to go ahead and link that. So my April reading month definitely got off to a very good start, and I read The Miniaturist. This was very atmospheric, very depressing, not really what I expected, but I did really enjoy it. I did a full spoiler-free video review on this, and I did have some issues with it, but overall really loved it, so I'll link that down below. Then I read Asylum by Patrick McGrath. This is a psychological thriller that, as you would guess, takes place at an asylum, and this was actually a pretty big letdown for me because I was really looking forward to reading this all year, and I explained why. I did a quick Goodreads review on this, why I didn't like it, but if you have read it, let me know. But overall, if you were going to read this because I mentioned it, maybe check out my Goodreads review first. Then I read The Enchanted by Renee Denfeld, and this one was certainly not a letdown. My favorite book I've read so far in 2015. This takes place on death row. Probably my favorite book I would go so far to say I've read in years, but I did a Goodreads review on this as well as a video review. Both are spoiler free, so I'll link those down below. Then the next three books I read were the Shatter Me series. This isn't generally the genre of books I would go for, but I heard so much about this, the hype kind of got to me, and I saw you could kind of just check out this set all at once through my library online, so I ended up reading them all in a week. Very entertaining. I don't know if I would say very good, but let me know if I kind of want to do a spoilery discussion video on the entire series, so let me know if you guys would like to see either that or just a spoiler-free video review on the whole series. So let me know which one of those you'd like to see. For once, I kind of do want to do a discussion video with tons of spoilers and really get into it. Then I read two graphic novels. The first one was El Bosque de los Suicidios. This was about the suicide forest in Japan. I was not a big fan of this. I thought the graphics were very scary, but the story and the plot just felt like every other horror movie out there, just what you would expect from it. So I think I gave this 2 out of 5. Then I read Planeta Tierra by Aisha Franz. If you look at my last video, my book haul, where I show this, I show more so what the inside is about and get into this, but I really enjoyed this a lot, about coming of age family life with a bit of a weird element thrown in, but I would highly recommend this. So for my TBR for May, I think I mentioned my friend James lent me Ancillary Justice and Terry Pratchett's Nation. I probably won't get to both of these if I'm being realistic. This month is my last month in Spain, very sadly, so I won't be sitting around and doing too much reading, hopefully. But if you guys would like to see a review on one of these over the other, definitely let me know. Then another book you probably wouldn't expect me to read. I'm currently reading, I'm about a third or halfway through Pretty Little Liars. The TV show, like I'm sure a lot of other people, is a big guilty pleasure of mine. If you're completely caught up, Hannah is easily my favorite character. I didn't enjoy her character too much in the first few seasons, but I just think she has the best lines, so witty and surprisingly funny. Let me know your thoughts on characters you like or dislike. In my opinion, Aria and Emily could just leave the show and I wouldn't notice. I'm sure they're both nice people in real life, but I just find their characters dull as fuck. I'm enjoying it actually a lot more than I would have anticipated. It's a lot darker than the show. Then I will probably be finishing Seconds by Brian Lee O'Malley. I'm about, I don't know, a third of the way into this. If I'm honest, I'm struggling a little bit, not because I think it's bad, but because it's really difficult to explain, but I think there's a lot of slang in this, and the writing's very kind of cutesy and over the top, and because this is in Spanish, that does make it really difficult for me to read. I haven't had trouble with any of the other graphic novels or mangas I've read in Spanish, but I'm having surprisingly a lot of trouble with this one. I'm having to Google a lot. I have a vague idea of what's going on, but other than that, I'm not too sure. Then I'm definitely getting to Black Paradox. I've heard good things about this and about the author. This is a horror manga, and just flipping through it, it looks horrifying. Then I'm going to be doing something a little bit different thrown in for the TBR this month, but I forgot I found in my wallet I have $20 for my Kindle, so there are a few books I've been really wanting to read, but they aren't available through my library online, and just because I'm cheap right now, I'm trying to save for grad school, but now I can just easily grab any of these. So all three are psychological thrillers and I really want to read all three pretty equally. So please, you guys can vote and I will read whichever one of these you guys are most interested in. So first is Love by Drowning by C.E. Poverman. This is about two brothers and one of them has a girlfriend who kind of gets into their lives, and I don't know too much more about it than that, but I essentially was reading a review and the title of the review I think was better than Gone Girl or something along those lines. Not just saying that it was as good as Gone Girl or you'd enjoy it if you liked Gone Girl, but that it was actually better and the writing's supposed to be really beautiful, so interested in that one. Then I've been meaning to read Into the Woods by Tana French. This series is incredibly popular. This is #1 and I think it's the Dublin Murder Squad series. I think this is about 3 children who go missing. One ends up appearing in the woods much later, and then that boy becomes a detective, and it's about him and another woman trying to find another child or children who disappear again. But I've heard really good things about this, especially from Rincey Reads. Then it's another psychological thriller, I think all 3 of these kind of are, and that is The Book of You by Claire Kendall. This is about a woman who is being stalked by a man, but unfortunately she doesn't really have enough evidence to have the police arrest him, so when she is selected for jury duty she's actually quite excited because she's going to be there and be safe, and he can't obviously just come in and interrupt that. But the actual trial that the jury is focusing on really is similar to the circumstances she's currently experiencing. So please let me know which one of those 3 you guys would like to see a review on. My last video was all about my recent trip to Granada. That's where I studied abroad, and I finally got to go back. And it's a very jumbled, disorganized video, but I think fun, so I'll link that at the end of this. Make sure you like this video if you enjoyed it, subscribe if you want to see more videos, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye.